Spot the slip-up, mastering modal verbs in English. Hello, language learners. Welcome back to our English language learning series. Today we're diving deep into a specific, but very crucial aspect of English grammar, modal verbs. We're not just looking at how to use them, but more importantly, we're going to train our eyes and ears to spot common mistakes with modal verbs. Let's embark on this linguistic adventure. Before we dive into the errors, let's remind ourselves about what modal verbs are. Modal verbs include can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, and ought to. They are auxiliary verbs that express necessity, possibility, permission, or ability. Modal verbs are unique in the sense that they do not change their form for different subjects. Now, let's jump into our main topic. When it comes to spotting mistakes with modal verbs, there are some common areas where errors often occur. 1. Incorrect verb form following the modal verb. Remember, modal verbs are always followed by the base form of the verb, without to. For instance, it should be, I must go, not, I must go. 2. Confusing between different modal verbs. Different modal verbs express different degrees of certainty, obligation, or advice. For example, must implies a stronger obligation than should. 3. Inappropriate use of modals in certain contexts. Some modal verbs are not used in certain contexts. For example, we don't typically use will when giving advice. All right, theory is good, but practice makes perfect. Let's try to spot the errors in these sentences. 1. She might to be at the library. Incorrect verb form following the modal verb. 2. You must to try this cake. Incorrect verb form following the modal verb. 3. You will eat your vegetables. Inappropriate use of modal verb in context. The correct sentences would be 1. She might be at the library. 2. You must try this cake. 3. You should eat your vegetables. And that wraps up our lesson on identifying incorrect modal verb usage. Remember, the key to mastering modal verbs is practice and more practice. Keep an eye out for these common mistakes, and you'll find your understanding and use of modal verbs improving in no time. As always, happy learning and stay curious. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English learning content. See you in our next lesson.